Welcome to another edition of MTG Payback, where I play a game of Magic the Gathering on Arena, then talk about my thoughts while playing the game. The goal of it is for me to get better at game time decisions, especially when I'm playing paper. And I'm noticing right now that the more I do this, talking about the games after I play them, I'm actually getting very good at noticing when I make mistakes while playing paper magic, but also feeling really guilty when I do that. Like I should know better than this. I played some Friday Night Magic last week. I did some really boneheaded moves that I immediately knew I did. Like I'd cast a spell or I would pass priority or pass the turn and then realize, oh shoot, I did that wrong. So I'm taking that to mean that this process so far is a success, but so far it's not improving my self-esteem at all. So let's get into this game. All right, I have two lands in this, and also a Giada, which is always what I want to hope. I want to have that as available as a 2-drop or a 3-drop. And so then I get started. And they immediately play a mountain and a Swift Sphere, which means I know that this is a red aggro deck, which I sometimes can handle pretty well, um, as long as I can get some things out on the board. So I don't have anything to do. I wish I had like a negate or a spell pierce, one of my control, my counter spells, to do something. But I have a Surge of Salvation, which is helpful, but I have no creatures on the board or anything like that, so I'm just gonna keep taking damage, hoping that I can turn this around. But so far, turn two, and I'm down to 14 life. That's not great. Got another land, so that's helpful. Wish it was not that. Wish it was something else, but that's all right. I remember here thinking and debating about what I should do. Pretty sure that they would have another a spell that could do 2 damage and kill my Giada really quickly. So instead of putting that out there, I decided just to wait. They've got 3 land. I think they had a handful of cards in their hand. But now they got the other Monastery Swift Spear, and that's a bit of... Once they get out 2 of those suckers who then can have prowess and they keep getting the +1/+1 during turn, I don't know if I can really outrun the damage. But I'm going to try. So I just pass the turn. And just debate whether I'm going to take the damage or not. I'm going to take the damage, and here we go. Alright, got another land. I can work with this. Again, no counter spells. I don't have my Cathar Commandos, which can flash in the 3. And then I decide to put in the Giada because I have that Surge of Salvation. They get another land, which is actually not great for them. So it kind of, they need, because usually having 3 land is pretty much all they need to run me down. And here's, okay, so I'm going to pause for a second because this is a misplay on my part. So they casted this Kumano, this enchantment comes in that does 1 damage to the opponent. Because it doesn't say target in there, right? It just says your opponent. The Surge of Salvation, which makes me hexproof, which means I could not be targeted for spells, doesn't actually apply. I'm no longer the target. This is just a trigger ability that happens. I misplay the Surge here. I should have waited to play the Surge. This is something that I have to keep working on, that the hexproof really is about things that are targeted, not on things that are just happen to happen. All right, so here we go. And that's me debating it too. Like I'm trying to really think this through. So I play it pretty quickly. Also hoping to give my Giada like space, thinking that they're going to try to kill it. But if they had tried to kill it, then I had played that, then like I could have made that spell fizzle. So that was a mistake. That was a mistake on my part. I should not have done that. I'm down to 9 life. I've got 3 lands out there. It does not look good for me. Yep, and they just play a second one of those. Which that was... See, this is... So now they can do a ton more damage to me. And there's not much I can do except block 1 and just take a bunch of damage. So I've lost the race for damage. The writing's on the wall. Okay. I get a big creature. Seer Paragon. Which is something. Now I could kill one of the enchantments. But then I wouldn't be able to cast another creature, really. So I decided to cast a creature instead. This was also a mistake. Right? What I should have done, I think, I'm going to pause it again. I think what I could have done here instead is I could have attacked first, done the 2 damage. I wanted to keep, in my head, I wanted to keep Giada available as a blocker, but I didn't necessarily need to do that. What I could have done is just, and I wanted it as a blocker just in case they had another haste creature, which I think is usually the case. But what I could have done is just kind of, you know what, just kind of gone with it. Capped it, kept the, use this my blocker, left 2 mana available, use a destroy evil, and take out one of those enchantments. That might have been the smarter thing. I don't know if that would have helped, but it might have been the smarter play in that moment. Since I could lock down one of their creatures already. Play another land. I think they only have 1 or 2 cards in this hand at this point. Like, they're trying to think about what to do. And I'm down to 5 life, right? So, like, there's not much I can do. So they're thinking. Yep. See, that's what, like, another Surge or a Spell Pierce or something would have been handy. At least that bought me a turn, and then I got a land. That was not as helpful as I needed. I needed something else besides a land. So I decided I want to see if there's something I could flash. But as you see, I have another land on top of my library, and no real way to cycle it. So I kind of waited. At least they didn't use it in this case, but I could have. I don't know. I feel like there was something smarter I could have done in that case. So I attack there. And go. I have blockers. In theory, that could make me last. But I have nothing to protect me, and I'm down to 1 life. They do another land. Again, I think they had an issue where they were getting a lot of land like me. But yeah, a lightning strike, and there's nothing I can do about it. So that was that game. I do think if I had 5 life at that last bit rather than 1, I might have been able to turn it around, depending on what I could get out of my library. If I could get start getting counter spells or something out of my deck at that point, I think I could have turned the corner. However, those 2 spheres right in the very beginning really caused me problems, and a couple of misplays on my part made the game not go my way. So thanks for watching. I'm going to do that thing that a lot of YouTubers do. Please comment, like, subscribe if you're interested. And let me know also if there was another thing that I could have done. If there's another thing that I could have done besides playing a different deck, if there's another thing that I could have done that you think might have made this game go better, please let me know. This is all about learning. And I'm hoping I learn, and I'm hoping that you who are watching can learn as well.